Hello, this is Brenda Williams, published author, radio broadcast host. You're speaking to me live on the Jerry-Royce Show.
All right, very good. Okay, I missed my cue. So say that again. I was hitting the wrong button. Try it again. One more time. Hello, and thank you for stopping by. I'm your host, Jerry-Royce, and welcome to Positive Power 21 Network, where you get your positive on. This is a worldwide podcast for growth, wealth, and success. Thank you.
PositivePower21.org, Internet Radio.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and welcome to Jerry Royce Live on PositivePower21.org. I am the voice of Jerry Royce, and when it's all positive, it's all power. That's Positive Power 21. And today's sponsors are Purple Rose Holistic Health at www.purpleroseholistichealth.com. And also don't forget about Positive Power on www.spreaker.com/Positive Power, so you can follow us whenever we upload these nice shows. And also don't forget about REI Heritage Tours, one of our sponsors from Cambridge, Maryland, home of Harriet Tubman and the Underground Railroad. You can call 1-800-522-TOUR, 1-800-522-TOUR, and you will get the Underground Railroad Museum, where Harriet Tubman's items and everything are sold. And all the tours are arranged right there in the Harriet Tubman Museum. So give them a call. It'll be a great trip for you and your family during the summer. The weather's getting nice, so head on down the Eastern Shore if you're in the Delmarva area. It's a good drive. All right. And we want to thank all our guests that we had during the week. We had such a good time with our guests. And I want to especially thank Ronnie Dawson for introducing his authors to our program. Last night we had Miss Valerie Todd Listman, and we had Reese Dunn. And Reese Dunn, we met him out there on Twitter. He's a mystery suspense writer, and an exciting guy. This guy was a businessman out in the Texas area, and he has done his research when he pulls these mystery books out. So he has two of them to his name, and it takes him almost 2-3 years to write them. So check him out. All right, and the show is up right now, replay. And again, check out Valerie Todd Listman. Exciting Christian writer. We had a really good time with her. She had a lot of energy, so check her out and support her. And also we want to say thank you to Laquita S.K., the actress and author and singer and model. Her show is up now. We also had Margarita Balaguer, did a fantastic job. She wrote a book on Christianity also, designed for preteens. So you're looking for something to expose your children to. Check it out, because we got a lot going on out here in this world. And tonight we got a special guest. We got Brenda Williams in the house. And let me read her bio. Now, you all know that Brenda's also a podcaster, so she knows that we're at mercy of the internet. So let me read her bio real quick. Now, first I'm going to say she's the author also of Explicit Expressions, and she's taking pre-orders on her site, so you can check her out at brokenbarspublishing.com. All right, now her bio says, Brenda Williams, she's the wife of 24 years. Wow, she got me about 1 year. No, 2. Good, Brenda. Mother of 3 and author, bring her words to life in her debut, Explicit Expressions by Brenda, originally from New York. Is that Yonkers? Yeah, okay, New York. Brenda has been an advocate and encourager of women for many years, including as Miss December in the 2014 Plus Size Divas Calendar, and is featured in the 2012 Working Women's magazine. Her passion is to continue being an advocate for women, as her actions, not just her words, become an example of the possibilities that can be achieved. A woman for all women, another phenomenal woman, Brenda Williams. Welcome to the show, Brenda. How are you?
I am fabulous. How are you?
Wonderful, wonderful. Of course, I told you, beginning of the show, you kind of made my evening. Had a pretty rough day at the office, but, it happens sometime. But, we keep pressing forward, right? Keep it positive.
You have to. You can't let it ruin your day. You got to keep it moving.
That's right, guy. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. All right, so look, we did read your bio. Wow, 24 years of marriage. I have to take my hat off to that. Like I said, I think you got me by 2 years. I think I had my 22nd anniversary in April, and we got the same number of kids, 3.
Yep.
Very good.
3's a magic number.
That's right. There you go. Now, Brenda, I know I read, your bio. You're a phenomenal woman. Some things under your belt that you have achieved. But tell us something that that wasn't read in your bio that you think our audience would like to know about you. Okay?
Yes. Well, one of the things that a lot of people ask me, because I write in rooms, and the way I really get my audience is in rooms. When I first started writing, the way I knew that I needed to go ahead and do a book is me and my husband used to write we used to write in rooms together, back and forth. I'd say something, he'd say something, and before you knew it, it was something crazy. And I actually wrote one day in a room. I wrote a story and put I usually post a really erotic picture, no nudity, but pretty erotic, sexy to fit the story to what I write. And I wrote a story one day, and this story had close to 1,200 likes and comments, and it was shared in several rooms. And somebody showed me one day how to share it. And an author actually came to me and was like, you need a book. You definitely need a book. So between the author telling me and then my husband pushing me, it's just something that I've been wanting to do. And what people don't know is when people ask me a question, who are you trying to reach? What is your audience? My audience is everybody. My audience is the man that couldn't keep a woman. After you read this book, you're going to know how. My audience is to the married couple that just can't get it right. The passion's gone. It'll be back after reading this.
All right.
My audience is the girl on girl who are just bored. After they're done, they'll figure out some new stuff. So my audience is to everybody, to the single, to the dating, to the going together. It's everything, because this book has a little bit of everything in it for everybody.
Good. And that includes the elderly too, right?
Hey, they got to keep it up. That's why they got Viagra. Right. You're going to have to use it somewhere.
That's right. Especially those guys that's running through those assisted living homes. They got a free room,
Now you're going too far. You're going too far. We ain't trying to get nobody no heart attack. Them folks wouldn't be able to handle this book. They won't be able to handle one page.
Now you sent me a sample a couple nights ago. So what happened? You just wrote that off the whim and just said, hey, let me see what Jerry made out of. Bam.
No, I actually wrote that in a room. There's a room that I share in. It's the Add Me room that has close to 300,000 people in it. And actually my author, Mr. Ronnie Dawson, actually introduced me to the room. He was like, hey, go in this room, do your thing. I have, a new room for you. And it's because of him, like I do. And I have to thank Ronnie Dawson as well. I have to, because he also pushed me. He pushed me. And he's actually been following my writing for a long time now. Wow. And so I have to big up to him, because he actually helped me as well. And I did get a lot of fan base. Got a couple of folks that needed to be blocked and deleted out of this room. But I did get some fans out the room. So I had wrote that actual day. I try to share one a day with them, but I'm starting to slow down because they just starting to just drive me crazy. But other than that, that's what it is.
They want you to keep it hot in there. Now, you're talking about this room. Where can new fans, people listening to this show, find the room at, this room?
This room is called, let me go to it right now, it's called the Add Me Network. And like I said, it has over 200,000 people in there, close to 300,000 people. And folks they just about add everybody, but they'll delete you if they think your account's fake, which is good. But it's called the Add Me Network. Network City is what it's called.
Network City.
Yeah, people
so they can
put.
Google that?
Yeah, people put all types of stuff in there. I mean, there's some pictures in here that are very much indecent, but for the most part, it's no nudity. But it's on the borderline, almost there.
Of you? You say of you or other people?
No, of other women. Like there's a lot going on. Just on my face. There's a whole lot going on in this room.
So everybody in the room, so they come to your room just to read your writing, but they can post comments and stuff like that, and you can blog back to them, like post that?
Exactly. We have full conversation. Like I say, I have to block a lot of people from me, block and delete, because they just turn out to be something different, something to the imagination. And I've been doing, like, pulse checks. You know, I'll ask them, hey, you interested in the book? And if they say yes, you know, I keep them. If they say no, I lose them.
Bam. All right. Now, what other purpose now, this is a form of social media, right?
Yeah, it's a form of social media. And the reason why you can get your biggest fan base from here is because I also post my show in here. And when I post my show in here, I get a lot of people from this room in my show as well.
Good.
So I got a lot of people who call off the show. I broadcast it on Thursday. You know, and then you got those who just look at my picture. So come around time for my show, I'll just change my picture to my show information.
Oh, gotcha. That's smart. Okay, so we're going to just learn a little bit more about that for our production sake. All right, that is great. Now, before you started writing like this, I mean, what's your background? Were you like a writer in school? Wrote for the newspaper. Where did you get your skills from?
Really, no. I didn't like writing at all. You know, in school, that was probably my least thing I did. And like I say, it just came from more or less, like I say, me and my husband going back and forth writing. He write, I write, he write, I write, and it's like two people talking to each other. So when you're writing, it's just like you're talking to each other. So at one time, I went kind of away from poetry. It was poetry at once. And I went kind of away from poetry, and I started liking the more or less short stories better because the short stories was just better for me.
Okay. Now, how's your book? What's the style of your book? You're writing in short story form in your book?
Yep, that's exactly what it is. Every single page has something new and amazing. You read one story, you know, and just imagine the sample I sent you in your inbox. It's a whole book of that. But it's crazy, wild things, you know. You got, you know, man, woman, girl, you know, you just got a lot of stuff going on in the book that, like I said, it's something for everybody, and it will keep you on your toes and keep you excited. And that's how I test out what I write in these rooms. I go by response, you know, and if I get the response, you know, that I'm looking for, then I know that this was a good read.
Good. Now, this is through Facebook you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I do it through Facebook. I'm also on a lot of different podcasts. Like, I'm on a lot of them. Also, I'm being presented on for Ice House, Ice Entertainment. I'll be actually on their website as well. And that's a really big event that I have going on in July, where it's going to be over 25,000 people live performing various events, singing, rapping, you know, rock and roll. And I'll have my books out there as well. That's in December.
Where is that, in New York?
No, that's going to be in Atlanta in December.
Oh, in Atlanta.
Not December, July 26th and 27th.
Oh, yeah, when you said December, I was like, wow, that's a long way.
No, I meant to say, I'm thinking of my calendar. Like, and my calendar, that was really cool, too. I had the opportunity to deal with over 11 different beautiful women all over the world and be a part of that calendar. So that was exciting as well.
Yeah, okay. Now we're still talking about you. We're not going to talk about the book yet. We're going to mostly just talk about Brenda Williams. All right. Now, Brenda, you've been married for 24 years. Okay. Now, you got 3 kids. What's the age of your kids? What are they ages?
Oh, my goodness. You're going to laugh when you hear this. 8, 18, and 26.
Oh, you know what? Man, we must have been partying at the same time. Oh, look, my son is 9. No, he's 11. Girl, 13. Son, 30.
Okay, yeah. I don't know what you was thinking about, 30.
Well, that was another relationship, and I was younger then, but, you know, it's what it is. But, you know, hey, great young man. Great young man. Very proud of him. So, 3 kids. You're juggling. Now, do you work? You work during the day?
Yes, I am. When I tell people what I do, they're like, oh, my goodness. I am a full-time parent, full-time mom, work a full-time job, full-time. Well, I have a podcast. I'm writing a book, and taking care of my parents basically at the same time. So I'm doing a lot.
Well, and that's where I'm going. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about work-life balance. Now, author. Now, when your book is dropped, I guess like many of the other authors, you're going to be promoting hard through social media, and you having a paperback book, so you actually physically going to be offline marketing it as well, right?
Absolutely. I'm going to be doing shows. I'm actually having a book signing party, July 20th. I'll actually have two. I'll have one here, and then I'll have another one.
Okay, so that's going to be in New York, the first one?
No, they'll all be in Atlanta.
Atlanta. Okay. So you're not based in New York? You're just
Nope.
from New York?
I'm from New York.
Okay, so you're not based there. Okay, that's why I kept saying New York for some reason. Okay, all right. So you're going to be offline, you're online. Now, your husband, he expects to spend time with you. The 3 kids expect the podcast. Now, how often are you doing your podcast?
I do my podcast every single Thursday, 9:30 p.m. I do it every single Thursday from 9:30. It's supposed to be 9:30 till, well, actually 9 to 10:30, but it always goes over.
It always goes
because
over.
I always have 1,000,001 people in queue as I'm trying to end out. And if you know anything about Blog Talk will keep you going depending on the calls you have on. So
yeah, you're
if
right.
I don't hang up the phone, I'll be going to 2 a.m.
I know.
But
I could tell.
I usually just hang up the phone.
No, I listen to a lot of Blog Talk. Now, I'm going to be a new fan of yours. Of course, I won't be able to be live because my show is going on at the same time. But when I end, I probably can join up with you. But most likely, I'll be more of a playback person. Now, the fans, how you keep your energy up? I mean, what are they like right now? Your fans. Tell us a little bit about your fans.
Oh my goodness. Just no words can describe it. It's like just no words can describe it. It's like some of them just get out of control, and I have to say, hold up, partner. Some of them just outrageous, and I have to remind people consistently when I'm writing, I am a writer. None of this stuff happened. I didn't do this. I promise I didn't do this. I'm a really, really good person, and it's hard for some people to believe. And then it's worse because they look at the picture I posted, or they look at all, like I had to have my pictures blocked out. The reason why you can't see my pictures is because these same fans will go on there, say, hey, baby, put little pictures of their faces and stuff all over my pictures. And I felt like that was disrespectful to my husband. And even though you saw that I was married, it didn't stop him. So I had to let other people suffer, like family that may want to comment on one of my pictures, not comment because of this. So my fan base is just, like I said, off the chain. That's all I'm going to say is off the chain.
Now, you
sometimes
have
I have
to
take a break.
You play some music?
Well, sometimes you'll see my picture up and you'll laugh at it. You'll see my Facebook rehab picture I got. And I sometimes put that up when I just need a mental break, not go into Facebook at all, turn the notifications off my phone, and just hide out.
I can imagine. I'm going to have to experience this. Now, Brenda, now, why you think it's like this? Because, the subject matter is erotica and they just think they got free will to just say anything. I mean, do you think they get confused between what erotica is and being a freak?
I think so. I think like some people who really read it and really pay attention, they know what it's about. They know it's about a book. I've had some come up and say, hey, you're a writer. Where's your book at? Or I had some come up and say, hey, where could I find more material? I had somebody just do that today. And then I had a couple of women come at me and say, hey, well, your stuff is always about, men and women. I want to hear something about women. So I said, okay, because that's in my book too. So I shared one of them, and long and behold, I look in my inbox, all types of body parts of women. And I'm like, okay, no. And I have to all the time say, do not put any new pictures in my inbox. If you do, I'm going to block and delete you. I have to say that probably 10 times a day to people.
All right. Now, Brenda, I know what you're going through. It's not easy, doing what you're doing because you're delivering a message, and sometimes people kind of get it kind of mixed up. What do you think you may have to do to change the game a little bit, so they can a little bit more respectful?
To be honest with you, I don't expect that, and I don't really expect them. I don't really consider them, a lot of them, as disrespectful at all. I really don't see them like that. There are some of them that just are off the chain, and they'll let you know that they're off the chain by stuff they say. But I don't really consider it to be like that because of my content. I knew what I was getting into when I started this book. I knew by my content what this book was going to be and how this book was going to drive people absolutely insane. And the difference between my book and who I really am is two completely different people. Like, I'm this quiet mom, soccer mom, goes to the football games, sits down, does quiet things. I'm a music fiend. That's another thing my followers don't know about me. I am a music fiend. I am in the basement, which is a room with over 30,000 people, and all they do is sit there and post music videos. And I can sit in that room for 5 hours at a time.
Wow. So what's your favorite genre of music?
I like old school. I like Betty Wright and Luther Vandross, and I'm old school, like the OJs and Stylistics. I'm not a young.
You like Ohio Players and Slave and all those kind of groups?
Yeah, I'm not a young buck. I may look young, but I'm really not. So.
Yeah, because that's and I'm gonna tell you, podcast is so wonderful because you have the opportunity to travel around the world with it, looking for material that's customized for you. And I've been finding so many wonderful artists out there with their own music, or just the DJs that just mixing the music the way I like to hear it mixed. And I stay with those guys. So you find that you think with your podcast, some of the people are just so in tune with you that sometimes they do lose it because that's what a fan is. They just a fan of Brenda Williams, and they just lose it sometimes. That Thursday come around, they can't wait. It's like football, I'm trying to.
I wonder what they're going to see when they don't see me writing anymore. Because the whole point of me writing right now is I'm promoting my book. Once I've finished doing my book, how you're going to have to read my stories in my book, and I think it's only fair. And I heard somebody tell me today in my inbox, you're teasing us, you're messing with folks, and you're teasing your mind. You're messing up people's minds. I don't think I'm messing up anybody's minds. If you're mature enough to be able to sit back and read it and understand it, then that's that, And if you're not, I just had somebody tell me, when I asked him was he going to purchase the book, he told me, well, I'm going to ask my parents for the money. I said, well, how old are you, son? He said, I just turned 18. Well, I blocked him, deleted him immediately. You know why? I don't want no little young bottle feeder chasing me, trying to read the book and looking up my address on Google. Because he tried to get me to give him my address so that he could send me the money for the book. And I was like, I would never do that. You will get the publishing company's address.
That's right.
So that's how come, like I said, big ups to Ronnie Dawson because he gave me the publishing address. And for the folks that asked me this morning, I just copy and pasted it and gave it to them and tell them, go ahead and send your money in for your book. You'll get it. It'll be signed.
That's right. And two, Brent, one thing, being a podcaster, people do fall in love with you really quick. I mean, they like your subject matter, not just the subject matter, but your personality comes off. And some people out there don't have anybody. Or if they do, the person's not really there for them like they want them to be. And when they get into these shows like we have, they really do get attracted to you, and you're the biggest thing to them, than sliced bread. So, hey, what can you say?
I'm sweet. I'm sweet to people. I give people conversation to a certain extent. If I think it's leading someplace else, I don't talk. Like, I've got probably 500 inboxes right now that I have no intentions of opening up. And that's only because I can see what the head of the conversation says. And it is not about what I'm doing. You can't start off with talking to somebody, how's your day? Is your day good? Because then if somebody does that every single morning, they become accustomed of, okay, now it's my time to talk to Brenda Williams in the morning. And then for those times that I'm away from Facebook, because there'll be some hours when I don't be on Facebook, when I don't even cut my computer on. And I've got all these messages, are you ignoring me? What's wrong? Are they going on my timeline and put stuff on there? I'm like, no, I'm not ignoring you, but I have a life outside of the Internet.
That's right.
And 24 years of marriage says it.
That's right, absolutely. And the thing about you are a very friendly person. I mean, you and I was going back and forth for a while, and sometimes I do allow my help to, post things. But you caught me in the studio, and we got a chance to get to know each other. And I felt like, hey, she's a podcaster. We know we both at the mercy of the Internet, and you're dealing with strangers. Some of these people become friends because of the way you click, and you're going to find some of them, but it's going to be a lot of them you may not be able to let them in your circle like that. And
oh yeah, I don't block and delete them. I probably block and delete about 10 to 20 a day. You know, hey, I'll friend everybody if you ask me, because I'm broadcasting. I have my radio station. There's people who listen to the show. You know, then I have, like I said, this big thing with the Ice House Festival that I'm doing. You know, that's really big. So I'm most likely going to be working for them on the radio. So, and it's not going to be podcast. It's actually going to be on the radio as a host for them. And that's still something that I'm thinking about doing. So I have a lot of stuff that I have going on, a whole lot.
Yeah, you are. I'm sitting here and looking at the picture you had sent me a couple of days ago, and I said, okay, that's what these guys are dealing with.
Well, I mean, it's just my face. That's what I'm saying. Like, in this ADME room, there's a lot of women in this room that's like half naked. I'm not going to tell you no lie. They've got, butt out. You can see a G-string. They've got bras on. They don't allow nudity, but they half naked. And there's some dudes that got their pictures on, chest all greased up. And the only thing I'm posting is words and a picture, a facial picture. And from that, it goes off. I've never posted no more than that. I don't show anything. Anything I show, there's only going to be one person in this world that's going to see it. There's going to be, two. God, from when I take my showers and baths, and my husband. Other than that, I don't share. I'm very stingy.
Mr. Williams. All right. Now, we're at the top of the hour, Brenda. We're ready to talk about the book. Now, you prepared to read something for us?
Absolutely not. What are you trying to do to me? People are probably on the line now. You think they like me? When they hear me reading, it's going to be 50 times worse.
Well, we're trying to promote your book. We got to promote the book.
Okay. Do you want me to read something clean, or I don't really have anything clean?
Yeah, I'm going to mark it explicit, but do the best you can.
I don't know.
But we just give them a little taste of your writing style. That's all we want. Right?
No, I just knew you was going to try to do this to me. Okay.
So that means you were prepared.
Oh, let me pull it together. All right, let's see. Let's go with something I wrote today. How about that?
All right,
let me go find it. So this was something that I was asked to write from a female. The female said that when I write, she only sees me write things about men, stuff happening with men. Do I ever write about females? So this is what I wrote today.
Yeah.
You ready?
Ready. We're ready.
Oh, my goodness. If I say any wrong words, I'm sorry. I'll try to sugarcoat them as I get to them.
No, look, this internet radio.
Okay.
Internet radio. Do what you got to do.
This one is called I Saw Her. You ready?
We're ready.
I watched this chick from a distance. She was sexy with big nipples. I said nothing to her until we got on the elevator. I got close and kissed her. She did not resist me. She kissed my lips. She put her hand up under my dress to feel my clit. Oh, yes, I was very wet. She said, let's have lunch as the doors opened. We went to the park and sat up under a tree. She kissed me again while feeling on my breast. She told me to stand up and bend over as she sucked me from behind. As I held the tree, my legs began to shake, shivering all the time. She tongue screwed me from behind. I was coming big time, squirting all in her mouth. Ooh. She leaned up, and as she came to kiss me, my cum dripped from her lips. She kissed me again and said, thank you for lunch. I said, how can I repay you? She said, let me suck on the nipples. I need milk. I'm kind of thirsty, baby. She sucked them, and she sucked them for a very long time. This was so good to me, I could not deny. Afterwards, I looked down and said, how can I serve you? You've done so much for me. She said, all you can do is bend over and take this play. As she pulled down her pants, she had a dildo strapped on. She leaned me over on the tree and made sure I came several times. She lay down on the grass and came up and wanted me to ride her. She told me, don't look back, just do it like a porn star. She said, I'm a stud, and I've been watching you for a long time. She said, I get off by watching you come and please you, so release all the pressure onto mine. I begin to go harder until I bust a few more nuts. Then I thought, damn, this girl is good. I want lunch again. She held my hand and walked me to my car as she gave me a kiss and said, please come back again tomorrow for a redo of this. Okay, that's it.
Wow, that was hot. So that's what they asked for. That's what they got.
That's
Brenda
what they asked.
Williams.
Are you okay? Should you turn on some lights while you're talking to me? See? Turn the lights on. You know you're married. You're a married man.
Oh, girl be home. She went to the ball game with the kids, so she'll be back soon.
So
All right.
you better turn lights on then.
and this is what we're going to talk about, relationship. And you mentioned it earlier, couples, sometimes they do have trouble. Everybody's caught up in this rat race. And some people look at it taboo. Everybody got their opinions about erotica, and even romance books can really throw down. It may not be as graphic and give you instructions, but I know, growing up as a young man, you don't really learn sexuality from your parents, from the school. You learn it from, the streets tell you the other part of it, how you're supposed to get at them, but you don't get the real instructions how to be a good lover to your mate. And sometimes some people choose their mates based on that, So I say, being on the fence with it, I say for couples who are struggling, because I'm hearing that some sex therapists are using this material to help bring the heat on, because some couples are having problems, Brenda, not with just financial problems or problems raising a difficult, challenged child, but or problems on the job. It's sometimes right there in the bedroom because they don't have the instructions. So, with all that said, just thinking about where you are in your 24 years. I'm in my 22nd year. Trying to keep. I remember my uncle used to always say, you may get heated up by somebody else. There's nothing wrong with that. You're just looking or you're just listening. But he said, you got to keep it hot. You got to keep it hot or somebody else going to get interested. And nobody has a contract saying you got to stay with that person till death do you part. I mean, you took the vows and that's what you said you want to do, but things do happen, right?
Agreed.
So the book, your book with the how many stories are in your book?
I want to say maybe 35, maybe 40. Some of them a whole lot longer than I just read. So what I've been giving people and what I've been, writing to people, they're shorter because I don't want to give too much away. And the stories I've been writing are not in the book. They're all new books. They're all new stuff I made up.
Wow.
With me writing, like when I spoke to you and I told you, hey, when I seen positive, I said, hold on, this is positive in a good way, in a humping kind of way. But so I was like, does he know? When I looked at your page, I was like, I don't want to be surprised. Am I selling children's stories here? So
no, we entertain. Yeah, we entertain on all genres because even though our website is about positive power, it's about people finding growth, wealth, and success in whatever they're doing. Everybody may not agree on everybody's publication. Everybody writes from their own heart. And of course, we're not here to judge one another, but, we're here to help one another here. So just like when I have Christian authors on, it may be somebody who writes romance or erotica who's listening to that podcast and say, hey, I really like what they said, or it could change their life, or it can help a couple who was struggling. So I say, being safe, I say people, this is about people, This is engaging in communication and dialogue, getting to know one another, because right now there's so much bad stuff out there right now that I say this, we need entertainment, to get away from some of the really rotten stuff that we're experiencing in our news. And so I say, hey, Brenda, you got, do your thing,
Yeah, I'm doing it, and I that's what my audience is. I want to be able to help somebody. I want to be able to help I can't do it. I want to be able to help hey, this relationship is just so boring. That's what I want to be able to help, because the thing about it is, what a lot of people don't know is some of these stories did come from me. Some of these stories are true. Some of these things, me and my husband did do. And the thing about it is, I'm not afraid, or I'm not ashamed to share it, because I think we've been married long enough to be able to, put it out there. And, I had somebody ask me today in my inbox, do you just mind screw people. Like, I think you mess with people's mind. No, I'm not messing with your mind, but I opened up your mind to think of a possibility. So, and then I've had people say, you know, my girlfriend about to get wore out. That's what I want, because maybe you've not been bringing it to your girlfriend. Maybe you've not been giving your girlfriend. Exactly. Yeah, so you may be looking at me, and you might be thinking about me and my face when you give it to her, but as long as she's getting it and she getting it good, my job is done.
That's right. Because doing that NBA
playoff, that's who I want to reach. That's what I want to reach, the boring.
Remember the NBA playoffs was running for a long time, and some of us forgot about our girls, you know, our ladies. You know, we mad. Come on, LeBron. Listen, you know, you so in tune to football and sports. Sometimes you do forget about old girl. She trying to prance around, get your attention, and you're like, get out of the way. You're in the way. You know, so this kind of remind us, you know, that if somebody else not going to heat it up, somebody else will. Now,
when you don't do your job, somebody else will. Well, tell me, when you're not putting it down, I'm telling you, for all the men that's on this line, if you got a woman, if you're not doing it right and you're not putting it down, trust me, somebody else standing right next to you. First of all, they waiting for you to mess up. They waiting for you to close your eyes just so they can take advantage. And once she get it good and go back to you, and you're not giving it to her good enough, trust me, she's going to continue to go to him. And that's just like the men. I'm not only talking to men. I'm talking to women too. If you're neglecting your man and not giving him what he wants, trust me, there's always a woman standing by that's going to give him what you won't give him.
That's right.
You know, so when I hear a woman say, I don't do this, I don't do that, no, you need to go ahead and do it. Because trust me, if you don't, another woman will. And then you're going to be sitting there looking stupid, fiddling your fingers, and you ain't got no man.
He could be listening to your show every night.
Trying to find out how to get them back. You're going to have to buy the book for that, honey. You're going to have to buy the book.
That's right. And like I said, Brenda, a lot of guys, you know, you're talking about guys in the 20s. You know, some men don't have a lot of experience. And sometimes this is how a lot of guys, you know, me growing up, we learned from reading the Playboys, the Hustlers, you know, the little stories, the Forum magazines, you know, was talking about things, you know, 'cause you're not going to sit around your buddies all the time, always be so graphic with them, what they doing, and what, you know, you're not going to do that all the time. So sometimes you do need something that's going to give you that lesson. You need a lesson, you know. I mean, just like everybody said, there's no book out there to teach you how to raise your kids, you know. But you listen to talk shows to find out how to. You know, your Dr. Phil's, and like some people don't know how to eat right. So what you do, you listen to your Dr. Oz. You find out things that your doctor didn't tell you, you know. So it's just another vehicle, another venue for people to learn. So, hey, kudos to you, Bren. All right? Kudos to me for, you know, being bold enough to bring, you know, people like you on the show. Because I think you're about my third erotica author. And you guys, and just talking about sex therapists. Now, you're not a sex therapist, but you know what works and what don't work, right? What doesn't work.
Of course, because you have to try it. You have to try certain things. Like a lot of people take role playing out of the category. You can't do that. You got to look at it like this. If you got this man by role playing and dressing up, keeping yourself look good, cleaning yourself up, that's how you have to keep them. See, women and men both. I'm not even going to say just women. Women and men both tend to get relaxed.
That's
now,
right. Yeah, that's true.
Just how you got me, you know, just like my show tomorrow night. Should we sign a prenup? Okay. One of the statements somebody said that I think is so funny, and a comedian said it. How can you come to a relationship with foot-ins and expect to leave with a perm? You have to keep up what you're doing, and you have to keep up what you're doing it right, and you can't change it. Like you just can't change it. You can't change overnight. Now I'm not going to take care of myself. I was listening to a woman at work talk, and I hope she's not online. If you are, I'm sorry. But I was listening to a woman at work, and I know because I've been running it, but we got a lot of people that's at work, and, you know, I heard this woman say, well, I'm not going to do this and I'm not going to do that, and I don't care about this and I don't care about that, but I'm looking at this woman looking like a hot mess, and I'm thinking to myself, if I was your man, I wouldn't be interested in you. So the thing about it is, and I had to tell her, like, don't ask my opinion if you don't want me to tell you the truth. Listen, you need to clean yourself up, you need to comb your hair, do your nails, do something, and you need to look presentable. You have to present yourself as a gift to your man. Make it seem like, you know, I make sure that I do stuff important. I got 2, 3, or 4 drawers full of lingerie. I'm not ashamed to say it, because that's right. I like to dress up. I want the imagination part there. And when you start losing your imagination and you start letting go and putting down your guard, that's when another chick comes in and steals your man, because she's doing everything you did in the beginning to get him. Now she got him and you lost him.
We forget. All right, Brenda, we got a couple more minutes. We're going to let Mr. Dawson come here and say a few words to you, okay?
Okay.
Hey, Mr. Dawson, how you doing, sir?
Jerry, how are you?
I'm super, man. I'm super. Brenda got my mood back going. Got my mood in a positive direction now.
See, that's the only way that's Brenda only, it only can be done the way Brenda can do it. Brenda is the type of person that, can change your whole mood no matter what type of situation you've had for that day. So, I'm definitely glad we had the opportunity to have her on your show.
That's right. It was rough, Brenda. I told her it was a rough day, the roughest day I've had in years, and she made me forget all about that. You just reminded me I had a bad day, but it's a good day now because Brenda brought it. And Brenda, one thing about Brenda, she not only projects it so positively and verbally, but in her writing. I feel the same vibe that I got in her, instant messaging her, I'm getting on the show. So I say kudos to you, Brenda. You got it going on.
Hey, Ronnie, how are you?
Brenda, how are you?
I'm fabulous. I've had a great day, if it counts at all. I had a great day.
Listen, it's just going to keep getting greater. We got some things going on, getting ready for Brenda's release, which is coming up. There's a lot of people that are expressing interest in this book. So anyone listening, if you like what you heard tonight, I definitely invite you to visit Broken Bars Publishing website at www.brokenbarspublishing.com. Get your copy of Brenda Williams' book, which is coming out within the next few weeks. It'll be released on July 19th. And, you want to definitely make sure you have your copy, because this is something that, you definitely will. If you enjoy something like 50 Shades of Grey, you definitely will enjoy Brenda's book.
That's right. They enjoying the room she was talking about. They're going to enjoy this book, right?
Look, that room, and it's so funny when I found that room, because I was looking at different things that Brenda can take over in doing what she does, and I was looking for rooms initially that had a lot of people in it, and when that room popped up, I said, oh, they off the wall in this room. I said, this is definitely what she needs to be in. So I think the first or second day Brenda got in that room, she inboxed me and said, what did you get me into? And but she turned around and is working the room to her advantage, and is really connecting with the people who will be interested in her book. And I think that's a strong way to market your work. You just have to find the audience for what you're looking for.
That's right, and they're everywhere. Just a lot of people won't admit. I mean, it was one of the things that was brought up with another artist. Said the same thing. She said that people won't admit that they buy erotica, but they are interested in it. They know what they need in their life, but they just won't. You won't sit around a water cooler and talk about it with everybody.
Listen,
it's personal. It's personal.
There's more adults having sex than there are more adult virgins. So, if you look at it that way, then there's going to be a whole lot of people interested in the book. They may not say it, but they think it. So I definitely invite people to check it out.
Yeah, please, everybody, check it out. That's BrokenBarsPublishingCompany.com. And you got a lot of couples who are interested in saving their relationships, and I think they want to do anything to bring that fire and that heat and passion back to it. And like I was saying earlier, I'm hearing that sex therapists and psychiatrists, they are recommending these type of material for couples who are in trouble, who have lost that spark. They ask them to just read stories to one another each night.
Well, I mean, Brenda's been married for 24 years. I think, there's some credibility in that. There's not a lot of people. I barely made it to 3 years, but it was, some other things. And I told Brenda this one night. We were doing a show together, and I told Brenda that she was the reason why I ended my last relationship. And when I told her that, she was kind of caught off guard for a minute and called me out on it. She called me out on it, and I was telling her, because she was talking about some things with her and her husband, and in that conversation and in that show, it made me realize the situation that I had was not a situation that I want. So, I mean, it's so many things. You know, a lot of people will just look at it for what it is, but it gets a lot deeper than that.
Yeah, it does. That is true.
I agree. I mean, you can't fake it. And I mean, you can see the look on folks' faces if they're happy or if they're not happy. You know, somebody told me the other day, well, you know, by the pictures you can take, I know you're well pleased. I said, you know what? You're 100% right. You know, and I have to tell people consistently, look, I don't need Ronnie. No, he knows he's heard me say it on different shows. Don't show me body parts. I've got enough body parts at home. I've got enough to look in the mirror at, and I've got a husband. I'm not interested. And, I mean, they send from videos to everything else. And I'm thinking to myself, I could probably open up my own porn site with all the stuff people send me. I really can, and charge people to get on the site.
That's
you know, but it's like, why do you want to do that? Like, that's not a turn on. To me, it's a complete turn off.
That's
complete turn off.
And that's how businesses do get started. You get their fan base. You just have to find a way to entertain them. But if you're not going in that direction, then, you know, they understand that you're just bringing real talk to them, you know, in a heated way, you know, explicit expressions way. That's what it's all about. The pre-order today, hit that site. It's $12. A collection of poetry and short stories for adults only. And keep that in mind, youngsters out there, for adults only. Coming July 20th. That's the drop date, Ronnie?
Absolutely, July 20th.
All right, July 20th. And she will be doing some signings pretty soon. You're talking about in Atlanta. So you're doing both your offline promotions in Atlanta, correct?
Correct. I'm doing actually, yeah. They're going to be both in Atlanta. One of them, I'm probably going to have 3 or 4, to be honest with you, because I have a lot of people, family members in New York who are interested. So I was thinking about going up there and doing one. Yeah, I know I'm going to do 2 in Atlanta, and I may do 1 in South Carolina. I haven't really, you know, put on it yet whether I'm going to do it, but I have so many people all over the place that have asked, you know. So I have a lot of stuff in. So, yeah,
look, all those places you're going to be to, Brenda, Ronnie, you better have a lot of books, man.
I'm going to tell you this. You know, there are some things that Brenda has in the works that she's talking about as far as live shows in different places. There are some things that I'm looking into, including bringing her to Atlantic City. I just haven't told her that. And a few other things. So Brenda is one you definitely want to look out for. Because if you don't know Brenda Williams now, I guarantee you very soon you will.
And I'm going to forget about all you folks that don't know me. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm also, I didn't mention to you also, behind my book, I'm going to be doing short erotic shows where it's going to be like a silhouette curtain. And behind that curtain, people are going to be interacting with what's being said. And over soft-spoken music, the words will be said, and they will be interacting with the audience on the other side. That's my next chapter. And that's what my book is based on, my story.
Good. All right, well, we out of time, guys, but worldwide. Oh, it's going to be on the internet?
No, that's going to be worldwide in front of people. People will be buying tickets to that show.
Oh, okay. All right, Brenda Williams and Ronnie Doss, we out of time. Broken Bars Publishing. We appreciate you guys coming on Positive Power, Jerry-Royce Live, and that's what it's all about, being live. Everybody living it up. All right.
Thank you for having me.
Look, Brenda, I'm gonna give you a chance. We got a couple more minutes. You wanna end the show for me?
I guess so. No, I'm just kidding. Yes,
show.
Thank you so much. Join me tomorrow night, Speak Your Mind Radio, 9 o'clock. Get my book, Broken Bars Publishing. Look me up. If you're not a friend, become a friend. Brenda Williams. I might not accept you. You're speaking live on the Jerry Royce Show, and I've enjoyed my interview. You guys have a great night.
All right. You too. Thank you, Ronnie. Have a good one. All right, y'all. We got Rebecca Lopez coming up next. That's her name, right, Ronnie? Rebecca, right?
Absolutely, Rebecca Lopez coming up next.
Yeah, cause she had me calling her Kill Bill the Chef. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Jerry Royce Live. Thank you for tuning in to the Positive Power 21 Network. Team 21 would like to thank you all for tuning in, and please spread the word and tell a friend. This is Jerry Royce, Brenda. Positive Power 21, where we get our positive on.
Positive Power 21.
right, everybody. That's a wrap. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good night.